My father said, Mommy and I cannot leave, but you're going to leave. You're going to England, he said.
As Hitler's wrath spread across Europe, Britain began to open its eyes to the terror and catastrophe upon the Jews. By November 21, 1938, British Parliament decided to take action by allowing very large numbers of Jewish children into Britain. On December 1st, a train from Germany reached the Hook of Holland carrying 196 children. The next day, the train arrives in Harwich. This day marks the beginning of the Kindertransport. For the children who traveled in the Kindertransport, Britain had made an exception of the mandatory use of passports and visas to enter their country. Occasionally, passports were needed to exit Nazi-infested Germany. In those cases, fake passports were created to help children escape. In the 9 months that the Kindertransport operates, an estimate of 10,000 children are saved. All of these children traveled without parents, some even holding their baby siblings. Some, so in shock, forgot their luggage on the train and arrived at their destination with only their favorite doll or teddy bear. These children were not always sent to new families. Most often, they were placed in hotels, schools, or even farms with large groups of other children. It was rare for the children to even know the people that they would be living with for the remainder of the war. Because the identification of each child was limited, they were given tags labeled with their station stop and their name. While on the train, they were searched by police multiple times. Sometimes children did not have a direct train ride to their destination, so it was necessary that they change trains or board a ferry to reach their new home. When this happened, volunteers gave them money and checked their luggage to their next destination for them.
14th of March, leaving Vienna on a train and arriving on the 15th of March in London.
Survivors like Kurt and Margaret Goldberg like to share their stories with children. Imagine a 2, 3, or 4-year-old child being brought to the station where the Kindertransports were leaving, and being given an older child who is told to take care of my little boy or girl till you get to England. You have no idea why your mother and father are suddenly giving you up, Margaret Goldberg says. Another survivor, Anita Hoff, remembers when her mother put her on the train. As I got myself seated, I turned around and my mother had disappeared, Hoff said. When we got off the train, I started talking to the other children and said, "What are we doing?" They said, "We are going to England to be safe there." When Hoff arrived in England, a woman came to her and said she should go with her. The woman lived in an apartment. It was her husband, and 2 teenage daughters, who Hoff was to share a room with. They laughed at me and threw things at me, and didn't want anything to do with me. That was my first feeling of prejudice. These kids were prejudiced against me because I was German. The man in charge was a British man named Nicholas Winston. This man showed true selflessness and bravery. He nicknamed the English Schindler for his outstanding actions and bravery for risking his own life for the life of other Jewish children. He was never discovered or made known until his wife found his planning papers in his attic after his death. The Kindertransport can be seen in 2 very different lights. One of the sorrowful and heart-wrenching goodbyes of the 7,500 children who never saw their parents again, or by the miracle that 10,000 children were unharmed by Hitler, and that 10,000 children have been able to share their stories and keep their memories alive today.